I've spent most of my life managing my anxiety by people pleasing, overworking, and overgiving. They worked, but only briefly. And then my anxiety would come roaring back. And I would try all the typical solutions, reading self help books, thinking positively, and working really hard even when I'm tired, thinking that my achievements will finally quiet my judgmental mind. The cost accumulated slowly, and I did not notice until I was diagnosed with endometriosis, burned out at work, and my soul took a toll. In this video, I want to share with you how this book helped me get from exhaustion to peace. And towards the end of the video, I will share with you 2 exercises that can help you do the same. If we haven't met yet, my name is Angela, and this is the Happiness Trap book series, where we explore the world's best-selling guide to acceptance and commitment therapy, 1 to 2 chapters per week, just like I did with my therapist. And today we're going to explore chapter 3, the black hole of control. I used to believe that I can control my anxiety by thinking or working my way out of it. And believe me, I was a world-class expert at it, and I tried everything. I have tried arguing with my thoughts, judging myself for arguing with my thoughts, thinking positively, and I thought that I could quiet my perfectionistic mind by overworking, people-pleasing, and overgiving. But let's try an experiment right now. So for the next 30 seconds or so, I want you to stop thinking about butterflies. Do not see the word butterfly in your mind. Do not think about that word or even the sound of that word. Don't see butterfly images in your mind of them flapping their beautiful wings, the colors on their wings, none of it. I want you to delete the memory, the thoughts, and the images of butterflies from your mind right now. How do you do? You have probably been thinking about butterflies, right? And you have maybe probably been even seeing them in your mind. The truth is, while we have some control over our thoughts and feelings, we have much less control over them than we would like. And when we need the control the most, like when we're overwhelmed, when we're tired, when we are angry, that's when we have the least. It's normal that we think we can control our thoughts and feelings. Our parents probably told us to do that. Our society definitely encourages it. And there are many books that tell us that if we just try the right strategies, try hard enough, we can definitely control our thoughts and feelings. And when we try those control strategies, they do work briefly. And that's why we keep coming back, not knowing that we're trapped in a vicious cycle. When we experience a painful emotion or painful thoughts, like my anxiety, we often try to control it with struggle strategies. We try to fight against it, we try to judge it, we are ashamed of it. And then on top of that, we can have another layer of judgment, thinking that, why can't I just get over this? What's wrong with me for feeling this way during this important moment in my life? And the anxiety gets bigger and bigger. This is how I have been trying to control my painful thoughts and emotions for most of my life. It wasn't until my endometriosis diagnosis, which literally hit me like a brick on my forehead, that told me 2 truths. Number 1, none of these strategies, not one of them, ever permanently removed my painful thoughts and feelings. They always came back. That means that I have spent an enormous amount of my life energy in a solution that is never going to solve the problem. Number 2, these struggle strategies have serious long-term costs to what matter the most to me, my health, and my relationships. And in subtle but significant ways, these strategies have also led me further and further away from who I truly am, because I've spent so much time and energy trying to fight myself and trying to please others. And when I was diagnosed with endometriosis, I felt like I was hit with a brick wall and I needed to wake up and something needs to change. And then my therapist suggested that we read this book together. And through it, I have learned a brand new perspective on how to handle my difficult emotions. For example, when my anxiety shows up, I can learn to simply hold it. I can allow it to be here and notice where it is in my body. I can notice maybe that it's causing some pain in my head. Maybe it's associated with some tight feeling in my gut or some tight feeling in my throat. I can also learn to notice the thoughts that pop up in my mind while my anxiety is there. Maybe saying that, oh, this life is way too hard. I really hate this. It really sucks. Or, Angela, you really suck. You should have done better. All of these things can be allowed in my body because they're naturally occurring, and I can allow them to come and go at their own time instead of trying to push them away, trying to argue with it and judge it, only to let them grow bigger and bigger. By flipping the script and learning how to sit kindly with my anxiety, like sitting with a crying child, I have learned how to stop fighting against it and draining myself with the fight for control. And I feel like I finally have the practical tools to learn to coexist with my anxiety, my perfectionistic thoughts, and the pain that I have with my endometriosis. And that has brought me so much peace. As a result, I'm more able to direct my attention and energy towards the things that really matter the most to me, like taking a walk in nature, getting really good sleep, or getting a beautiful hug from my husband. And you can see that while I'm doing those things, the anxiety, the perfectionistic thoughts, or even my endometriosis pain can still exist in me. I'm just not spending as much time or energy trying to push them away, trying to struggle with it. I can have them in my life while doing the things that I really care about. And that is liberation. And this book shares so many powerful and practical techniques that we will discuss throughout this series that can help us stop struggling with our painful thoughts and feelings, to be able to hold them without being consumed by them, and start living a life that we love. And I'm so grateful for this new approach to life. As a recovering perfectionist, this new approach to life has also brought me an unexpected liberation. For the majority of my life, I have treated my difficult thoughts and feelings like they are the enemies. I thought that I should feel better than this. I should feel this ideal way. And when there are painful and difficult thoughts and feelings that come into my mind and body, I will measure them against that ideal. For example, I would judge myself for having critical thoughts of others, or berate myself for feeling afraid when I have to advocate for myself in front of my boss. But reading this book has really helped me learn that a lot of our thoughts and feelings are out of our control. They arise in our mind and our bodies spontaneously. So knowing that, I have learned that I don't need to moralize or fight with my thoughts or feelings. Instead, I can learn effective strategies to coexist with them while I still act according to my deepest values. And I've come to learn that a lot of my painful thoughts and feelings originate from my childhood. So instead of berating myself for having them, for experiencing them, I have learned to actually sit lovingly with them. I imagine myself pulling a chair right up next to my anxious thoughts or my endometriosis pain, and just being there lovingly, telling my pain or my thoughts that, yes, you can be here. It's okay. You can stay as long as you like. You can scream, you can cry. I can hold you. It is okay. You can be here and I still love you. And this has been a transformative experience of love for myself. And the more I can sit with my pain, the more I can handle the pain that comes with doing difficult but important things, like asking for what I need in my marriage, or going to Pilates for the first time, even though I'm not fit, or asking for sick leave when I am not feeling well at work. I have learned that I don't need to wait for the pain to disappear before I can live a life that I love. And that is such a liberation. I thought that I have to fix these feelings before I can do that, but that's not true. To be clear, ACT or acceptance and commitment therapy does not encourage us to obey these painful thoughts and feelings and go harm other people. Instead, it teaches us practical skills to coexist peacefully with them so that we can redirect the energy that we will have put into fighting against these thoughts and feelings into living according to our deepest values. To me, this is a lifelong practice, and I am not fully healed. There are so many moments in my life where I would completely forget about everything I've learned, especially when I'm experiencing my endometriosis cramps or when I'm tired or hungry. But with that said, practicing these principles when I can has brought me so much freedom in the past few years. So I really want to invite you to join me on this healing journey. So what can we put into practice this week? First, I want to invite you to build on top of the noticing and naming exercise that we have been working on in the previous videos. So when a difficult feeling or thought shows up, I want to invite you to first notice and name them. So if it is a thought, you can say, I notice my mind is saying that I need to do this perfectly, otherwise my entire life is going to fall apart. If it is a feeling, you can say, I notice that anxiety is here right now. If it is a sensation in your body, you can say, I notice a tight feeling in my gut right now. And then you can proceed to talking to it gently and lovingly. You can say, wow, this tight feeling in my gut. I know this must be really difficult for you and you're really afraid right now. Don't worry, you can be here just as you are. I'm not going to fight with you. You don't need to go away at all. You can be here as long as you like. And I have enough room to hold you. And you're loved. You're so loved right now. And then I want to invite you to direct your attention back to what you're doing. So maybe it is handling something at work or calling a friend and saying like, wow, I'm experiencing a lot of emotions right now and let's talk through this. Or maybe it's taking a walk in nature. If you have been following along in this series, this is what we call a towards move because these actions lead us towards the life that we want and love in the long run. And number 2, I want to invite you, if you want to dive deeper, to do the exercise at the end of chapter 3 in this book. That exercise is so powerful. It helps me clarify what are the struggle strategies that I've been using, what are the costs that they have in my life, and whether they have been working at all in my life. And having that clarity is such a powerful step towards liberation. So I highly encourage you to do it. If you don't have the book, I've also included a free link in the description below for Russ Harris worksheet on this exercise. Next week, we are going to discuss chapter 4, dropping the struggle. Yay! That chapter introduces a powerful tool to help us hold the difficult and painful feelings or thoughts without being consumed by them. And it works really well for very strong and powerful emotions. So I really encourage you to read along with me. If you don't already have a copy of the book, I encourage you to borrow one from a local library. Or if you want to buy one, I've included a paid link in the description below where I will earn a commission at no cost to you to support the channel. I've included a non-paid link as well. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe so more people can see it and benefit from the wisdom of ACT. Take care and see you next week. This video shares my personal experiences and perspectives. It is for educational and informational purposes only
and is not a substitute for professional mental health or medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you're experiencing significant mental health challenges, please consult with a licensed mental health professional. If you're experiencing a crisis or having thoughts of self-harm or harming others, please call 988, 911, or your local emergency services.